Jello Beats, holla at me.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel and today's video. Today's video is a special one. It is 1 week out. So we are 1 week out from the first show of my season, my 2017 season, and I'm obviously very, very excited. I literally can't wait to this time next week. I'll literally be at the venue waiting to get my turn to go on stage, and I'll also be surrounded by a lot of my friends that I know that I'm doing the show with. They're mostly in different categories, but nevertheless, we've got Theo, GoLab, we've got Louis Smith, we've got Vicky, Masita in all different classes, and I'm just like, those are just a few of my friends that are going to be there. And then of course, like, I've got clients coming up, I've got friends, and I've got my family coming up as well. So, and obviously if anyone's watching this and is coming up to watch, please be loud, shout, and in between prejudging in the night show, like, come up and say hi, grab an image, and yeah, I'm so excited for the day. So how's the past week gone? Really good. And this is something that is funny about me, is that as I get closer to the show, I find that my progress is, whether it be weight training, like retaining strength, or doing my cardio, or eating in a deficit, it all becomes, it's still hard. Like, I've had days this week where I've been really tired, really irritable, and just trying to stay calm. I've had those rough days for sure, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, with the vision of I'm so close, like I'm so close to stepping on stage. That vision just makes me drive through all of that and embrace the idea of suffering a little bit, because I almost feel like now, when I have a day which is very rare to be honest, where I have a day where I'm not feeling some element of massive fatigue, I almost feel like I'm cheating myself, like I'm too close to the show to not feel good, like I should be feeling bad. So when I feel bad and I have the days that suck, I'm like, this is for a reason. This is for waking up tomorrow and looking better. This is for waking up tomorrow and having an extra line, an extra bit of definition, or something that can sell me on stage. Like, that's what I'm doing it for. So for me, the idea of progression is what's driving me moving forward. And then with regards to how the actual week went in terms of macros, in terms of weight loss, I had 2.2 pounds lost on average. So that was significant. If you look at scale weight to scale weight, it's not been too drastic, but my average certainly came down. I had a few anomalies which were super low. I had a really big low of 152.4. Now, don't know where that even came from. That was just a big low. And for the rest of the week, I was more so in the 153s and 154s, which would put me about a pound down from last week. So taking into account an average, big drop. Taking into account sort of where I'm kind of sitting now to last week, kind of more so of a sustainable loss. Now, do I feel like I've significantly flattened out? Not really, because I had obviously a big feed up, which I may well talk about in another video as to why, my reasoning behind sort of like digging and then feeding. I have sort of touched on it in an Instagram post, but I'll explain it more in a future video. However, I did have a big feed up on Friday, and Saturday's photos were really good. I was very, very happy with them. I think that, and also just sort of doing my posing in the morning in this very natural lighting, comparing and contrasting pre and post refeed, I always look the best. Like, out of any of my morning posing, which I do every single morning, I do like at least 2 rounds of quarter turns, at least 2 rounds of compulsories. I always look the best post refeed, just every single time. I wake up with a certain hardness to the physique that I just don't have when I'm like on lower carbohydrates and I'm digging for fat loss, which is to be expected. But this is one of the biggest reasonings why I do these feed ups, because I get data on how I look as a result of some super compensation going on with carbohydrates coming in to a depleted physique. So I'm very, very happy with where I'm at for my qualifier. I know, and I'll be very brutally honest with you guys, I know that I can be better. I do know that. And I know that I've absolutely wiped the floor of my 2015 physique. So I've done that. I've ticked that box. I can guarantee you that. The thing that I know that I can do this year is wipe the floor of my 2015 physique even more so. And just literally kick out the goddamn ballpark. I know that's going to come later in the year. And I know that after my diet break and some more digging and going into the later shows, I will be representing something even better. Even better. But where I'm at right now, I'm pretty happy with. The only areas that I think, do need to come in over the future weeks coming up to the later shows are glutes and hamstrings. But you've got to remember, guys, that especially as a smaller guy, like I'm 153, 154 pounds, as a smaller guy, I've got to take into account fullness. And when fullness is in, my structure, my shape, my symmetry, all of these other criteria for bodybuilding, they start to come in more. When I'm flat, when I'm stringy, when I'm too depleted, I lose shape. I lose symmetry. I lose structure. I lose fullness. I lose muscularity. Look at all these bits of criteria that I'm losing to chase one criteria element, conditioning. So it's about combining the best of all the worlds and creating a stage physique that is best matched for that period of time. So I think about this as not just chasing one variable, because I've chased one variable before. In 2015, I was like, right, let's just diet, get everything off me. And if anything, I just actually ended up just looking worse by doing that. So now I'm more educated and I realise that, yeah, you can't step on stage fat and really full. But at the same time, you can't step on stage depleted just for some glute striations, because that's not worth it. And I've heard that on several of the feedback videos from BNBF as well. It's like, conditioning is nothing without fullness. They keep saying that. So it's very firmly set in my head. So anyway, a very good week of fat loss, a very good week of training, my last hard week of training. I've got deload sessions, so deload normal sessions up until Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday will be full body circuit style sessions, which will be very much a pump workout. Again, Fridays more so to deplete glycogen a little bit more. I'm not doing any sort of depletion, I'm just running normal low days, which are at the moment 200 carb, 230 carb, 40 fat, 180 protein, 230, 40, 180 throughout the week. I'm going to run that throughout the week. So yeah, calories aren't high. Be prepared to admit it, they aren't high. I'll be doing my normal cardio, my normal steps throughout the week, then tapering it from Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I feel, depending on scale weight, and depending on how I look. Again, daily posing. And then I will be loading carbohydrates on the Saturday with a normal refeed, which I've done before, so I know pretty much exactly how I'm going to respond to that. I know that I'll be probably a little bit more depleted, and I know that training variables will be slightly different, so I'll take everything into account when programming that in and responding as to how I look. And then probably, in the next update, I'll go through what I did on show day, how the show day went, etc., and how I feel I'll be moving forward. But yeah, not to make this video too long, guys, that's pretty much everything explained. So macros are going to remain unchanged as the scale weight loss has been so good. Cardio is remaining unchanged throughout the week, but we'll taper it towards the end to allow for some cell swelling of the lower body to come away. So when you're doing lots of things like stepper, walks, etc., they will have an impact on cell swelling and basically making your lower body look a little bit softer than it actually is by sort of, again, creating some water retention in those areas. So taking away that cell swelling is probably a good idea. But for the most part, I'll be doing cardio throughout the week. And then that is pretty much everything explained. This week of training has gone really, really well. So like I said, last hard week of training, no real issues whatsoever. Pretty much retained numbers across the board. My squats felt a little bit rubbishy on Friday, but Tuesday squats were great. I think I was just like accumulative fatigue set in by Friday. So I was just kind of feeling like tired. But anyway, it was a really good week. And of course, any questions or anything that you wanted to ask me about my week and my peak week and what's happening with the show and things like that, let me know. If anyone is interested as to where it is the BNBF Midlands. I will be in the junior class and it's at the Crescent Theatre. So it's in central Birmingham. So anyone that does come along, I thoroughly appreciate it. And like I said, shout loud, scream my name, shout glutes, shout black coffee, yeah. And guys, I'm just super excited. I'm pumped. So yeah, any questions, please ask. Hope you enjoyed this video, this update, and wish me the best of luck. And we'll chat soon. Cheers, guys.